The camp of Negros Oriental Congressman Arnie Teves slams the Justice Department for making assertions about the Digamo Slay case. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla earlier said that the case is about to wrap up and that Teves is likely involved. Thousands of jobs saved. Government agencies welcomed the European Union decision to still recognize the certification of Filipino seafarers. And Filipino Catholics here and abroad usher in the Holy Week this Palm Sunday. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. Crisis averted. That's the reaction of migrant workers, Secretary Susan Ople, after the European Union said they will continue to recognize the certificates of Filipino seafarers. In a statement, Ople expressed her gratitude to the European Commission and added that the country is looking forward to working with them in improving the skills of Pinoy seafarers. Meanwhile, the Foreign Affairs Department vowed to continue striving to elevate the Philippine maritime education, training, and certification system. In other news, the camp of suspended Congressman Arnie Teves calls on the government officials to tread carefully with their statements. This came after the Justice Department said that the Digamo Slay case is almost solved after arresting one of the alleged masterminds. Teves' lead counsel, Attorney Ferdinand Topacio, noted that trials should happen in courts and not before the public. The congressman is being tagged as one of the possible masterminds in the murder.
To the leaders, to the heads of our departments, the ILG, DOJ, do not make any precipitate statements. Kasi kahit ano pong sabihin ninyo, if it will not stand up in court, hindi po solved yan. Hindi kami humingi ng special treatment. Pero sana, patas lang. Walang bias, walang prejudice.
Meanwhile, Digamo family lawyer Attorney Levito Baligod welcomed the arrest of one of the alleged masterminds. DOJ Secretary Boying Remulla said details on the developments of the case will be disclosed on Monday.
Mula nung nahuli yung sinasabi ni Secretary Remulla ay natuwa kami dahil yan po ang isang pinipilit naming mahanap at maaresto, no? Dahil siya kasi yung inutusan ng masterminds na mag-recruit at mag-organize ng mga assassins, no? We are hoping na pagka nag-cooperate siya ay babanggitin niya kung sino yung masterminds.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Church officials are urging the Catholic faithful to attend Palm Sunday Masses and other church events as the Holy Week begins. Devotees can attend services from as early as 4 in the morning to as late as 7 p.m. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines announced that wearing of face masks in churches is optional. They added that what's important is to attend Palm Sunday Masses since it's a commemoration of the Lord's Passion. It's official, BTS rapper Jungho Seok, better known as J-Hope, has enlisted for South Korea's mandatory military service. BTS's agency Big Hit Music confirmed the rapper's enlistment and announced that there will be no official event for J-Hope's day of entry. The agency also asked fans to refrain from visiting the entrance ceremony. J-Hope is the second BTS member to enlist after Jin. With a Hollywood movie, TV series, and various updates coming, role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons could become a money-making franchise. Let's watch this.
On the eve of its 50th birthday, Dungeons and Dragons has never been more popular. The granddaddy of fantasy role-playing games is currently enjoying a cultural renaissance. Thanks in part to its prominent depiction in Netflix's hit series Stranger Things, D&D has minted a new generation of dice-slinging fans, D&D themed podcasts, Twitch shows, and D&D influencers on YouTube and TikTok. While few games have enjoyed the kind of multi-generational influences D&D, the corresponding business has often struggled over the years to live up to its potential, leaving in its wake not great fortunes, but instead a long legacy of infighting, litigation, and squandered opportunities.
Tonight we begin with a story about make-believe adventure and real-life violence, and what some critics fear is a connection between the two in a game called Dungeons and Dragons.
Throughout the 1980s, evangelical Christian groups frequently accused D&D, with its spells of magic, ornate bestiaries, and horned deities, as being a plaything of the devil, making it difficult for the game's owners to turn it into a family-friendly mainstream brand. Now Hasbro, the giant toy company that owns D&D, is hoping that the business side of the game can finally catch up with its cultural prowess. Over the next year, Hasbro will be unleashing some major D&D brand extensions, aiming to rake in more money from D&D's swelling fanbase. The streaming service Paramount Plus is currently developing a live-action D&D series. In August, Baldur's Gate 3, the latest sequel in a popular series of video games based on D&D, is scheduled to go on sale. And sometime next year, Hasbro is expected to release One D&D, the next iteration of the classic game, this time with a whole new suite of digital enhancements. Most importantly, on March 31st, Hasbro's E1 Studio and Paramount will be releasing Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, a big-budget, CGI-laden Hollywood spectacle. For the D&D movie to succeed, it not only has to produce big numbers this spring, but also spawn the kind of long-living entertainment franchise that Hasbro has enjoyed with Transformers. Since 2007, the 6 Transformer films based on its Warrior car toys have generated close to $5 billion in theater ticket sales. Hasbro hopes that this time around, D&D fans will embrace the movie and everything else coming down the pipeline. If they do, after 50 years, D&D may finally live up to its business potential.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.